In this video, I'm going to show you how to print an Excel document. Say you are given this sales data of 10 columns. The first column here is order dates and the last column here is commission. Now press Ctrl P to go to the print area. You can also click on file and click on print to go to the print area. So once you are there, the first thing you have to do is to decide to either print on landscape or portrait. So right now it's on landscape, so let's go to portrait and see how it looks like. So on portraits, all the columns are not appearing. You can see we have order dates as the first column and last column here is units. Now this shows that all our columns are not captured. Click on this icon to go to the next page and let's see what we have. Here we have the rest of the columns missing in the first page: units, price, sales amount, commission rate and commission. So we have 4 pages here, but if you format your document very well for printing, these 4 pages might reduce to even 2 pages before printing. So let's go back to the first page. So let's check how it is on landscape. Click on landscape. So also on landscape, not all the columns are appearing. The last 2 columns are not appearing. If you go, the last column here is sale amount, whereas on our Excel sheets the last one is commission. So we need to do something about this so that the last 2 columns appear. One way to get a better view of what you are printing is to go to view, click on view and click on page break preview. Now this will give you the division of your sheet into pages. As you can see, the reason why we could not see the other 2 columns, the last 2 columns, is that it's showing as a different page. You can see this first area here is displaying as page 1, the next one here is showing as page 2, this one is showing as page 3, and this one is showing as page 4. So you don't want this to happen. What you want is for the entire thing here to be page 1. So what you do is to drag this break line, drag it to the end so that everything there becomes page 1. So also at the bottom you have page 2. So you can see that everything, the entire document has been reduced to 2 pages. Now you can go back to the normal view after adjusting the line breaks. Click on normal and you get the normal view of your document. So let's press Ctrl P again to preview the document. You see that there are no grid lines. The grid lines are not there. If you want to apply the grid lines so that they appear, that's those lines around the cells, if you want them to appear on your page, on your document after printing, you go to page layout and click on under grid lines, click on print, check this checkbox against print. So that would tell Excel that you don't want the grid lines, those lines around those cells, to be invisible. You want them to be visible on your document when printing. On pressing Ctrl P, you will now see that the document you want to print has grid lines on it. The grid lines are now visible. You can also increase the font size. To go back to the normal view, click on normal. You can increase the font size. Click on this triangle icon to select the entire document. So let's increase this to 12. 13 too will work. You can type manually the font size you want. 13, enter. So let's press Ctrl P again and see what we have. Ctrl P, and whatever adjustments you make, you can easily see the adjustments before printing. So these headers, what you can also do is to make these headers, that's order dates, regions, manager, salesperson, items and so on, to appear on all the sheets you are printing. So I'll click on this arrow to go to the next page, and as you can see in the next page, the headers are not showing. You can make the headers to appear on all the pages you are printing just by adjusting a particular setting. So go back to the data and you want to go to page layout, click on print titles. Then what you want to do is to go to this option that says rows to repeat at top. So click inside and you want to click on the row you want to repeat on each page. If it's just one row, click on that row. Now for example, mine is row 1, so I'll click on 1. If my headers are on 1 and 2, I'll click on 1 and drag to 2. But since my headers are on row 1 alone, I'll click on 1 to highlight the entire row, and then I'll click on OK. So that row will repeat on every page I want to print. Press Ctrl P again. As you can see in the page 2, there is still space here. Or what you can do is to increase the height of each of these rows, just like we increased the width of the entire columns by just highlighting and adjusting any of the edge of the columns to the right. So also you would highlight from one, click down on one and highlight the entire rows. You can then drag any of the edge of the rows, anyone. So once your cursor is looking like an anchor symbol like this one, you drag down a bit just to increase the length, the height of the row. And it's best to do this in page preview. Actually, it's best to do this in the page break preview. So click on view and go to page break preview. So when you are here, so as you are dragging, you will know if you have gone beyond page 2. Now you want your document to stay on page 2, not to extend to page 3. So let's highlight everything again. I'll click down on one and drag down to the last row. So I'll then increase the height of the rows. So you can see that my document has entered page 3. So let me take it back a bit. Click any edge of the row and take it up. That would increase the height of the row, and you would have more documents occupying the entire sheet.